Go. All right, ninth graders, we're going to finish up this year, not as I had planned, and I'm very sorry we cannot do all that we need to do, but your literature, we'll talk about that first. You're to finish up reading Unit 10. Now, I have in your packet, on your assignment sheet, to do the study guide for Unit 10. You will notice there is no study guide for Unit 10 in your packet. I failed to put it in, so you will not need to do a study guide for Unit 10. You can mark that out, but you will need to review Unit 10 because it will be included in your last test. Now, in Unit 11, you are given instructions there. I tried to divide it up so that you can at least do one of these each day. Read those pages. Please read the literature. Don't just answer the questions. I will be grading these answers, and if you don't read it, you probably are not going to answer them correctly. Please write incomplete sentences. So, you will be reading all the selections in Unit 11. And I did include a study guide for Unit 11. You will need to take that, do that study guide. I will count that as a quiz grade. Now, of course, then you have your literature test 12. Now, you have your book. I hope you have read all these selections, and you should be able to answer these questions. But you have your book to refer to, so you certainly should make 100. So that will be a test grade, of course. So that should take care of your literature. Please read carefully. Now, the grammar. We really needed more time on the grammar, but in Unit 17, you're going to be looking at prepositions, conjunctions, and interjections. If you do not know your prepositions, you have that list on page 294. You should have memorized that since 5th grade. You should have gone over these prepositions each year. You should know them. And the compound prepositions. Please study 294 and do the exercises I have instructed you to do. Now, on page, and I think I have a mistake there. That is not page 399. I am sorry. So you will need to correct that. Now, if you don't watch these videos, I'm going to get several messages and say, this is the wrong page. And it is the wrong page. It should be page, not 399, but page 299. So please change that. That is a mistake. 299, not 399. Prepositions. You need to memorize that material in blueprint. Now, on page 301, you're going to be looking at conjunctions. Please learn that material. And on that page, you only need to do exercise A. And on 302, parallel structure, remember, when we're talking about parallel structure in grammar, we're talking about if a dependent clause is before the conjunction, then a dependent clause should be after the conjunction. If a gerund phrase is before the conjunction, a gerund phrase should follow. For it to be parallel, it must be the same grammatical structure. Now, if you will look at the examples, you should understand that. And then on 303, interjections. You need to learn that material, and you notice on that page, all you have is the definitions of your 8 parts of speech, which you should have memorized long ago. So please do the exercises I have asked you to do. Now, please make sure that you correct $3.99 should be $2.99, not $3.99. Now, you are instructed there which exercises to do for review, and I will be grading these. In the final review, $3.39, I have told you there that I am going to grade these pages, the final review. It will be a test grade. And then I have enclosed your grammar test 12. So you will have 2 grammar test grades. Now, it's not written on your sheet except to refer to your handbook as you do your test. You do need to do that test, yes. Now, some of you may be concerned. You may say, well, I have turned in my grammar pages and I don't have those rules. Yes, you do. Every rule and definition that is in this book is repeated in the handbook in the back of your grammar book. So you have every rule and definition that you need, whether or not you have torn out those pages. On page 347 through 419, you have a handbook with every rule and definition that we have in this book. So that's what you need to refer to. If you're not sure about something, you need to look it up while you're doing these review exercises. Please refer to these pages, these handbook in the back of your book. So please work carefully. Remember your rules. Don't just go through and guess, because if you do that, you're likely not going to get a good grade. Your spelling and vocabulary, you are going to finish up just as you've been doing. You're writing your words, you're spelling words 5 times each. You're writing your words and definitions 3 times each. You should memorize them. You're doing exercises A and B, and I've told you to do that on a separate sheet of paper. And you're to do lessons 26, 27, and 28. And then you're going to do a review quiz 4. Now you have your book, but that review quiz 4, of course, will count as a quiz grade, just as I'll give you a quiz grade on 26, 27, and 28. So you should have really good quiz grades, considering you have your book. So that's what you're to do in spelling and vocabulary. Now, I'm sorry that we did not get to finish the year as planned. I'm very sorry. But please do this work carefully. You should plan to spend time each day, because you are getting a credit for this English class. You will be going into sophomore English next year. So please work carefully and try to work each day. Don't put it off, and so that you have a great deal of reading or a great deal of work to do in one day. Do what's assigned each day.